Hey guys, Brady here. Um, this is part, I believe, four. Uh, and oh yeah, you might. By the way, since the first two at least, were in ABC order, you're probably wondering, hey, where's Green Mountain Forest Gump? Those are the only two, like, Tom Hanks movies that I don't own besides like Toy Story and stuff like that, and like his two big ones. Those are like the only two big ones I don't own is Green Mile and Forrest Gump. I've seen Forrest Gump. I haven't seen Green Mile. Uh, I heard Green Mile is a very sad movie. I don't want to sit through a very sad movie. I've heard what happens at the end. No, Michael Clark Duncan dies at the end. Spoiler to anyone who hasn't seen it, but I was spoiled. I'm sorry if I spoiled it for you. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I don't want to watch a movie that I know I might be saddened by. Um, but yeah. Oh, by the way, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. He died a couple years ago. I was surprised that he died. I really liked Michael Clark Duncan as an actor. What am I doing? Yeah, I really liked him as an actor. But anyway, let's get on with the video. He was funny too. He was in that one episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. He was great in that episode. All right, so next up we have is Munich. No, that was terrible. Mortal Kombat. I want to see Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I gotta see that. I know it's terrible. It's from the director of Annabelle, but I really want to see Annihilation. Matchstick Men. Phenomenal Nicolas Cage movie. Nicolas Cage and Sam Rockwell. This is a really funny movie. Oh, yeah, it's a black comedy. This is a really funny movie. Loved it. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The director of the first Bourne movie directed it. The Mission Impossible trilogy. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And a lot of people just own the regular edition of Rogue Nation, but I own this one. I honestly like him flying on a plane more than just floating heads on my cover. But this is such a... Honestly, I love this. I'm glad I own this edition of the cover. This is such a cool cover. Yeah. Yeah. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. One of 2015's best movies. I love this movie. Can't get enough of that. Actually no, this is my favorite movie of 2015, The Martian. Matt Damon gets lost in space and people have to go save him. So pretty much saving Private Ryan in space, or saving Mark Wozniak, I guess. No, Mark. The fuck is his name? Mark Watney. Red Heat. Schwarzenegger and Belushi movie. They were also in Jingle All the Way Together. Real Steel. This actually has Anthony Mackie in it. Rambo trilogy and Rambo 4. This is one of my least favorite Martin Scorsese movies. I mean, I love this movie, but it's just not as good as his other movies. I think Rocky is better. And since I said Rocky, you know it's Raging Bull. I don't know. I didn't care for Jake LaMotta at all. Jake LaMotta. Did I say LaMotta? It's LaMotta. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch this again. Pulp Fiction. Another movie I don't feel like watching again. People say, "Oh, this is one of the scariest movies of the '80s." It came out the same year as Blade Runner, Tron, The Thing, and E.T. It's Poltergeist. I do not like this movie. I think it's overrated as hell. I was super excited to see this movie. Spielberg produced this movie. So many scary things went on during the production of this movie. This movie is actually cursed. But no, yeah, I didn't care for this movie that much. I really want to see the remake though, or reboot, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Poltergeist. I think the reboot is from the director of Monster House, I believe. I could be wrong. Or, yeah, I think it's from the director of Monster House. Another disappointing movie, Point Break. Flickpick praises this movie as being like one of his favorite action movies of all time. I don't see how this is good. This is, to me, an action movie needs to have cool chase scene, a shootout. This movie has a shootout. This movie has a chase scene, but I didn't think the chase scene was all that cool. I've seen better chase scenes, and I don't know. It's just maybe the movie was overhyped for me. I mean, people kept saying, "Oh, this is one of the greatest heist movies ever." I've seen better heist movies. Heat is better than this. I mean, there's a reason why this is at 68%, and Heat's at 84, 85. Yeah, this. I don't know. It was very. I don't think I've ever been let down by a movie before, more than Point Break, or actually scratch that, Earthquake. But still, this movie, at least it's better than the crappy remake that came out a couple months ago. Prometheus, and it's not based off of a DC or Marvel character. Yeah, no, it's not based off of that. This is a prequel to Alien. I can't wait for the sequel to this. What is it, like Alien, the Covenant, or something like that? Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, Prometheus. It's an okay movie. Next one is Edward Norton's acting debut. It's Primal Fear. I saw this movie once. This is a different movie. It's very different from movies that I like. It's I don't know. Edward Norton plays like a guy that like bites people's fingers off or something like that. It's not a movie. Predators, I mean. Predator 2. And Predator. I love Predator. One of Schwarzenegger's best movies. By the way, people say that Total Recall. My friend says that Total Recall is his favorite Schwarzenegger movie, and it's an odd opinion to have. And then I also hear people say that Predator is their favorite Schwarzenegger movie. I love Terminator 2. Everything about Terminator 2 is great. I love Terminator 2. That's my favorite Schwarzenegger movie. Anyway, let's move on. Next is Platoon. Yeah, that's one of those little things that you get to slide into the case, but yeah, Platoon. I could take this off. I just put it in there. It fit perfectly. The other ones I got like this didn't fit. Like Carrie came with this like cool looking sleeve, but it didn't go in, and so I think I threw it out. No, it's did I throw it out? I'm not sure if I threw it out or not, but yeah, it's the only one I got to fit. Planet of the Apes. The Mark Wahlberg and Tim Burton movie. And the original Planet of the Apes. The all original 5 movies. I like the original Planet of the Apes. I love the original Planet of the Apes. I love Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and I love Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. Beneath and Battle are terrible. They're just terrible and awful. And I think War of the Planet of the Apes, I believe it's called. I think it's basically going to be the same thing as Battle for the Planet of the Apes, but I think it's going to be a lot better, hopefully. Good, Battle and War basically have the same meaning to it. You're both fighting each other. So yeah, it's pretty much gonna be like the same as Battle. I hope it's better though. I didn't like Battle at all. I thought it was stupid. Next, another mediocre Disney movie. This came out in May 2011. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. I was super excited for this movie. When I saw the trailer back in, I think, 2010, I think it was. I'm trying to think. I remember seeing it on the IMAX screen when I went to go see Tron Legacy in theaters, but I saw it before that. Either way, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I was super excited. I was like, wow, finally a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, because I love them. And I saw this movie and I didn't like it. And then I realized the director of this movie directed movies like 9 and also Chicago. Oh, and the Into the Woods movie, but yeah. This is what you get when you had the director of Chicago direct a swashbuckling pirates movie. A load of shit. Thank you, Rob Marshall. Thank you. Next I got is, now this is a suggestion from what's his face? Chris Stuckman. He's I remember him saying in his video, in his Blu-ray collection video, that he had to see this movie. It's fuck, and I dropped it. No other movie. No. Oh man, it came out. I don't think you could get any movie that involves Billy Zane wearing purple tights. This is the Phantom. This movie is interesting. Watch it. Watch Nostalgia Critic's review on it. It's hilarious. Nostalgia Critic tears this movie apart. His review for this is hilarious. I was watching his review as I was watching this movie. Loved it. Loved his review. The movie was okay. It was nothing special. Next is a some consider it a disaster movie. I wouldn't really say it's. I wouldn't really call it a disaster movie. Some of the special effects, the special effects were great in this movie. I saw the strings on a helicopter one scene. I'm not gonna let that bother me, but it's the perfect storm. It says on the back, a critic review says super suspenseful and terrifying. Titanic and Jaws combined. Titanic, yes. Jaws, I don't see. There's like no sharks in this movie. Nothing, no sea creatures or anything. But yeah, George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, directed by Wolfgang Peterson, the director of Poseidon and Air Force One and all those other fun, cheesy movies. Yeah. This is a good movie. It's not as good as I was hoping it was, as I thought it would be though. But I really wanted to see this movie. I mean, look at the cover. A ship is about to be capsized. That looks like it's gonna be like a tons of fun. $5 on Amazon if you guys want it. Was it $5? Yeah, I think it was like. I'm pretty sure this was $5. Pearl Harbor, my least favorite Michael Bay movie. Paranorman comes in the green case. I think this was. My friend ordered this for me on eBay. A friend of mine did. And since I'm almost out of time, I'm gonna rapid fire this. Pacific Rim. Once Upon a Time in America. I haven't seen this yet. This movie's the longest movie I have in my collection. It's 3 hours and 39 minutes. Don't want to sit through that long of a movie. I will get to it someday though. Olympus Has Fallen. No Country for Old Men, phenomenal movie. The Next 3 Days. And Neighbors. I thought this was going to be the longest video, but it's actually the shortest video. So, if you guys liked my collection, put your creative response comments below in the section. Actually, no, I'm not going to be like one of those whoring people. But yeah, just subscribe if you want. I don't care. Maybe put in the comment section what you have in your Blu-ray collection. Make a video response. Anyway,